Hello, hola, Marco. So, back beginning of 2021, I weighed about the heaviest I'd ever weighed before, ever in my life, around 550, 560. And at that weight, my knees could no longer bear my weight. I was in constant, excruciating pain. If I tried to stand up, it felt like a hot spike was being jammed to my knees. I got crutches, and then I had to get into a wheelchair. And then I had to make a decision. One, option A, was to give up on any serious efforts to lose weight. I mean, I could lose 30, 40 pounds and try and maintain that. But eventually, 5, 6, 7 years later, something like that, some obesity related illness or condition would take me out. High blood pressure, heart attack, diabetes, something would take me out. Or I could go with option B. The one thing I had not tried at all ever: bariatric surgery, gastric sleeve surgery. I obviously went with the bariatric surgery. Cut to 2025, and I gotta say, I have some regrets. I have some regrets. Let me tell you about it. So, the regret I have that's most reoccurring, that comes up most often, not every day necessarily, but every other day, sometimes a few days in a row, is the fact that I cannot enjoy a meal the way I used to. And what I mean by that is, for me, I am an emotional eater. I eat if I'm happy, I eat if I'm sad, I eat if I'm frustrated, which happens often, okay? I eat when I'm bored, okay? I eat when I'm watching movies, I eat when I'm watching YouTube, at least I used to. At least I used to. I can't eat like that anymore, and I regret not being able to go to my one best go-to source for being soothed from having a bad day, or celebrating a good day, or that my one source that I used to go to often for comfort. I can't do that anymore. Not, at least not the way I used to. I calorie count. So I have to decide what I'm going to eat for the day, usually at the beginning of the day, but sometimes I can just go as I go. But once I hit that calorie limit, I can't eat anymore for the day. And usually nowadays, I'm kind of used to that. Nowadays, I go up 1,500 calories, more or less, between 1,460 and 1,540, and that fills me up. I don't feel particularly hungry. I don't feel particularly full. That usually works for me. That doesn't mean that I don't occasionally, cheat and go into like the 1600s or the 1700s every so often. But usually when that happens, I count those extra calories, anything above 1500, for the next day. Which means the next day, I mean like a 1300 calorie diet. And that I definitely feel. I definitely feel the difference between 1500 calories and 1300 calories. But, I regret not being able to enjoy food anymore. And I regret. I like a Big Mac. Big Mac's cool. Big Mac's fine, okay. But my favorite was a Wendy's double or triple. Grabbing that big burger and taking this huge this bite. Just chomping that piece and then gulping it down. That was. If I had a frustrating day, some people come home and they crack open a beer. I would come home and I crack open a burger or a pizza. And that made me feel better for that day. It gave me comfort. I can't do that anymore. Can't go to the meal like that anymore. If I tried and eat or take a bite of a Wendy's double or a triple, okay, maybe I could do it. Maybe I could take the bite, okay, and it would take 10 minutes for me to like finish chewing it and then gulping it down, and then I wouldn't be able to eat again for the next 20, 30 minutes. It kind of defeats the purpose. I regret not being able to enjoy food like I used to before. I also regret not being able to share in a meal with others. For example, during the Super Bowl, I was at work. People brought in dishes. Some people brought in some casseroles. Some people brought in some other dishes. I brought in some soda. Hey, I'm addicted to soda, so I brought in some soda. I didn't have any. Did I? I had a diet. No, I had a diet soda. Okay, but I didn't have any of the good soda. And of course, people brought in food and said, "Hey, Marco, have some. My wife made this. Have some." And I have to say, okay, well, how many calories are in it? Can I? And then I have to think to myself, well, if I have some of this, then I have to not eat the sandwich I brought in, or it's like I can't share an experience of the meal with others. Like if I go out with friends to a restaurant or something, we can order from the menu, and I can order an appetizer, and that's it. We can't go to a steakhouse and I can't enjoy the steak like they can. Or we can't go to like a sushi place. I don't really like sushi anyways, but still, I can't really enjoy the meal with them like I would have been able to before. Go over to a board gaming night. Somebody makes, a dish I haven't had before. Here, Marco, have some of this. Okay? And I have a little bit. Just, be polite about it. Okay? And then they ask me, what, did you not like it? Is it not good enough? What's wrong? And I go, I have to explain. Oh, no. It's not, it was great. I just had surgery that reduced my stomach to the size of, an orange. And I just can't eat that much. But I liked what you had. I liked what you gave me. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay? I can't partake in the sharing of a meal like I used to before, and I regret that. However, if I had to go back and make the decision again, should I get the surgery, knowing how I feel now, and mind you, again, before you do the surgery, you're told about this. You're told about, you're never going to be able to eat the same way again. You go to a psychologist, they explain it to you too, okay? But there's a difference between being told what to expect and actually experiencing it. Still, knowing if I knew then what I know now, would I make the same decision? Would I still go ahead with the surgery? Hells yes. I will live with the regret, not happily, but almost happily, for the rest of my life. That's fine. I will live with the regret, because another regret I have is the fact that I didn't do it sooner. As I was gaining more weight, as I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, something I didn't fully realize about how I was feeling is that I was getting more and more ashamed of myself. I was hating myself more and more, self-loathing, and I acquired a greater level of a feeling of self-worthlessness. I felt worthless. And every year, I felt worse and worse and worse and worse. And I didn't fully realize that. I didn't fully think about that. I mean, no one wants to realize just how bad they think of themselves, right? No one wants to do that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Okay, maybe my worst enemy. But on my second worst enemy, I wouldn't wish that on my second worst enemy. And I wasted many, many, many years dwelling in that self-loathing, shame, worthlessness. I don't feel that way as much anymore. I have setbacks. I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't get enough to drink, and my weight goes up, and that happens. Okay, I have setbacks. But what those setbacks don't do for me anymore, I don't feel a sense of shame or self-loathing or worthlessness like I might have before anymore, because I know I can do it. I went from 550, and today I'm at 266. That's almost 300 pounds. Okay, I know I can do it. I know I can, even with setbacks. And you're gonna have setbacks. Okay, even those setbacks, I know. Okay, it's just a setback. I know I can do it. Whereas before, I wouldn't have felt that. Before, I would have been like depressed, like really depressed about, having gained 2, 3, 5 pounds in a week, which doesn't really happen too much anymore. But I gain over the weekend. I tend to gain a pound or two just because I work 12-hour shifts on the weekend, and so getting exercise is a little difficult. I don't feel quite as bad about myself as I used to. I still have certain issues about that, sure, okay, but far less than before. I regret not having done the surgery sooner. And that regret outweighs the regret of not being able to enjoy a meal like I used to before, not being able to share in the camaraderie of a meal with others like I used to before. And so, yeah, I regret not having done it sooner. I regret not having done it sooner. Here's the thing. I can't do anything about the past. I can only do what's now and about the future. And I gotta say, the future looks pretty good. Yes, because of how obese I was before, certain opportunities and certain options are just no longer available for me. I get that, okay? But new opportunities, new options are on the horizon. I want to travel. I want to go visit a friend of mine in Taiwan. I never would have thought about that before. Okay? All right, I thought about it, but there's no way I'm going to buy 2 seats to go on a plane. I'm not doing that. Okay? Now I can. Oh, it almost can. At least almost can. I think I still think I'm a little bit too big, but I almost can. It's not really a weight thing. It's like a width thing. Like, can you fit within your seat? Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. I look forward to that. Even though when I get there, I may not be able to enjoy the night market as much as my friend will want to show me around. Even though I won't be able to necessarily, again, share in the camaraderie of the meal like I would prefer to, I still would choose the surgery again anytime. And I wish I'd done it sooner. The regret is that I wish I'd done it sooner. That outweighs the regret of not being able to enjoy a meal anymore. So yeah. Also, now that I think about it, I think it would have been better for my body, especially for my knees, if I had done it earlier, before needing to get to the point where the pain is so excruciating that I think to myself, maybe I should try and do the one thing I hadn't done before. Let me try that this time. Yeah, I wish I had thought that before my knees gave out. That would have been good. That would have been good. But again, I can almost run. No, okay, not run. I can almost jog. Okay, I can do jump ropes now. Not very well, not for very long, but I can do them. So my knees aren't completely gone. And as I lose more of my weight, it becomes easier and easier. I hope to be able to run one day, which is again something I never would have thought of before. Never would have thought about before. And I regret that I didn't do it sooner. And I'm fine with living the regret that I can't eat meals like I used to before. Even though sometimes when I come home and I'm frustrated or I'm feeling some kind of way, I really, at those points, I really regret the fact that I can't eat a big burger or a slice of, 2 or 3 slices of a pizza or drink a 2 liter of Coke like I used to before, which was really not good. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Okay, I used to play WoW. Was addicted to WoW. When I played WoW, World of Warcraft, 1 large pizza and 1 2 liter of Pepsi or Coke, and that was what I ate. For a month. Yeah, that was a mistake. Don't. Video addiction, real thing, by the way. Okay, but I got past that. I look forward to opportunities and options that I'm making available to myself because of the surgery I had and the work I did afterwards. I'm doing afterwards. Because the surgery itself will not fix everything. It's just a starter. And even though I have regrets years later, I'm good. I'm good with them. I'm good with the regret of not being able to eat a meal like I used to before, and not being able to share in a meal like I used to before. I regret I haven't done it sooner, but I look forward to the future. I do. I look forward to the future. Okay, on that note, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, consejos, please let me know. Until later. Adios.